Derick Dillard is one of Jim Bob and Michelle Duggar's most successful in-laws. However, he also had the most unhealthy relationship with them. Jill and Derick stepped away from the Ibblepe's teachings after they tied the knot. Since then, the two began to expose some of Jim Bob's wrongdoings, and many people believed Derick due to his career in the law firm. But many were surprised when Derick made a bold move about his job. Keep reading to see the discussion. Jill and Derick have caught a lot of attention after making shocking claims during the show. Jill revealed that she wasn't paid for the show and that her father lied about the family's income. Jill and Derick have implied that Jim Bob could get in trouble with the IRS soon. Jim Bob remains silent about the allegations. But sources claim that it's one of the main reasons why the counting on alum's relationship with Jill and Derick never improved. But Jill previously revealed that they've been trying their best to hang out whenever they have the time. Some counting on fans on social media discussed the recent LinkedIn updates of Derick Dillard. According to the poster, Derick is no longer an assistant district attorney. It states that he quit his job earlier this year. Instead, Derick now works as an attorney at law, seemingly running his own office. Many were impressed by Derick's move, saying that his previous job was indeed a stepping stone to where he is today. Where I'm from, being an ADA is a stepping stone. It's terrible pay, there are no union protections, but it's something to put on your resume. Most don't stay ADAs for long, you get the knowledge you need and move along. This is the case in most areas. My aunt is an ADA in a major city. She makes less than I did as a full-time retail associate. It's terrible pay, soul-draining work. She has kept it because she has some flexibility in her schedule and the insurance is great. This is a very normal progression for an attorney, especially those outside of larger cities. Source: M. Lawyer. He never intended to stay at the prosecutor's office. It's a pretty terrible job with even more terrible pay. Judging from the fact that Jill has a book deal, my bet is entertainment law. The Duggars and Duggars still want to be public figures and get paid for it. Derick seems smart enough to look around and see there's a niche that needs filled. Jill Duggar Dillard has been documenting her healing journey over the past few months. The counting on alum suffered a miscarriage last year. Members of the Duggar family attended the funeral of her stillborn daughter, Isla Marie. Jill and Derick also spent Christmas at the Duggar family compound last year. A photo of Jim Bob talking to the married couple surfaced online. But Derick and Jill clarified that their conversation doesn't mean anything. In a surprising and gutsy move that few saw coming, Derick Dillard, husband of former reality star Jill Duggar Dillard, has officially stepped down from his position at the Arkansas District Attorney's Office. The news broke early Wednesday morning when a heartfelt statement appeared on Derick and Jill's shared website, followed by a short video message that quickly made waves among Duggar watchers, legal professionals, and longtime fans. The title of the blog post was simple: Called to More. But the message behind it? Far from simple. After prayerful consideration, countless conversations with Jill, and a lot of late nights wrestling with my purpose, I've decided to resign from my position with the Washington County District Attorney's Office, Derick wrote. It's not a decision I made lightly, but I believe it's the right one. Derick Dillard began his law career with all the makings of a solid public servant. After graduating from the University of Arkansas School of Law in 2021, he secured a position as a prosecuting attorney, working on both misdemeanor and felony cases. He was praised by some local colleagues for his dedication to justice, his calm courtroom demeanor, and his fierce advocacy for victims. But others noticed something else over the past year. Derick seemed different. He'd grown quieter at legal events. He was absent from a few high-profile county meetings. And those close to him began to whisper that Derick was reconsidering his place in the system he once championed. He loved the work, but it was starting to weigh on him, a colleague who requested anonymity shared. You could tell he was passionate about helping people, but I think the structure, the bureaucracy, it started to conflict with who he's becoming. In the video message posted to their site, Derick appears seated beside Jill, their 3 boys occasionally visible playing in the background. He doesn't mince words. The truth is, I became a lawyer to help people, to defend the voiceless, to seek justice. But I realized that, in many ways, the system often prevents real change. I began to feel like a cog in a machine that wasn't built to actually serve the communities I care most about. His voice trembles just slightly as he continues. There were nights I'd come home and just sit in silence. Cases involving broken families, addiction, abuse. It started to feel like I was putting out fires while someone else kept lighting them. So what's next for Derick? According to the blog post and video, he's taking a massive leap of faith. He's launching a non-profit legal advocacy group called ARC Justice Alliance, a grassroots organization aimed at providing free legal resources, support, and reform advocacy for underrepresented Arkansans. We want to bridge the gap between people and the justice system, he said. Not everyone can afford a defense. Not everyone understands their rights. And too often, those people fall through the cracks. The organization, which is already in early stages of development, will focus on 3 key areas: legal education and community workshops, pro bono representation for low-income families, criminal justice reform advocacy at the state level. Derick says he's already assembling a small team of lawyers, paralegals, and volunteers, some of whom he's worked with over the years, to help bring the vision to life. Throughout the blog post and video, Jill's presence and support is palpable. Wearing a simple navy blouse and her signature no-makeup glow, Jill speaks openly. This journey has been so personal for us. We've seen firsthand how power and control can harm people when they're unchecked. We want to be part of something that brings hope, healing, and real change. Fans familiar with Jill's own story, particularly her decision to step away from the Duggar family's strict rules and the painful fallout with her parents, know that this new mission reflects her own personal growth as much as it does Derick's. Watching Derick step into this calling, Jill adds, reminds me why I fell in love with him. He listens. He challenges systems. And he never backs down from doing what's right, even when it's hard. While many followers have praised Derick for his courage and clarity, the reaction hasn't been universally positive. Duggar family insiders again, in this fictional scenario, report that Jim Bob Duggar is not thrilled with the direction Derick is heading. Jim Bob believes in law and order, and he doesn't quite understand why Derick would leave a stable job to start something so uncertain, a source close to the family claimed. There's been some tension. That said, Jinger Duggar Vuolo and Jill's cousin Amy King reportedly reached out to offer support. Jinger commented on the announcement's Instagram post. "Proud of you both. Walking the narrow path isn't easy, but it's worth it." The internet, of course, had a lot to say. At Jedidiah 87, Derick Dillard starting his own nonprofit. This is the energy we need in 2025. Real, raw, purpose-driven. At former Fundimum, say what you want about the Duggars, but Jill and Derick are rewriting their own story, and I am here for it. At Arkansasity 2025, huge respect. Derick leaving the DA's office to build something restorative instead of punitive is a bold, brave move. While ARC Justice Alliance is still in its infancy, Derick and Jill have hinted at some of their immediate plans. A launch fundraiser event in Fayetteville this summer. A series of legal literacy workshops in churches and community centers. A podcast called Justice and Grace, hosted by the couple, set to launch in the fall, featuring interviews with lawyers, faith leaders, former inmates, and everyday people impacted by the justice system. Derick says he's nervous, but excited. We're stepping into unknown territory. But I've never been more sure that God is leading us. Toward the end of the blog post, Derick shared a quiet moment that inspired him to make the leap. One evening, our middle son asked me, "Daddy, are you a hero?" I paused. I didn't know how to answer. But in that moment, I realized I didn't want to just win cases. I wanted to build something that made the world gentler, fairer, and more just for him and his brothers and every kid like them. Derick Dillard's resignation from the district attorney's office isn't just about leaving a job. It's a statement, a mission, a return to purpose. In a world often defined by staying safe, playing small, or choosing silence, Derick's bold pivot is a reminder that sometimes doing the right thing means stepping away from comfort and running toward calling.